I was working at a fun fair for €10 an hour when I was 18. By 19, I made over $92,000 in a single month running two businesses. I'm not telling you this to flex, I'm telling you this because 2 years before that, I was completely convinced that business wasn't for me. I had tried everything, made decent money, lost it all, and then just decided that maybe it wasn't my path. This video is about what changed. The skill I found, the stack I built it on top of, and the things I genuinely wish I knew when I was still at that fun fair wondering what to do with my life. I started trying to make money online at the age of 14, and not because I had some crazy master plan, but because I was stuck in a small town in Ireland with nothing going on, and I was just so bored out of my mind. For those of you who don't know, Galway is like the most hometown you will get. Everybody has a small town mentality, people around you gossip or hate on you, and nobody really has big dreams. I literally got hated on for making some of these videos. Now, my parents are from the poorest country in all of Europe, which is Moldova, and what they were grown up believing was that wealthy people are wealthy, that is just how it is, and it is pure luck, you will never become that. And obviously, naturally, because they were raised with it, they raised me and my two brothers with it too. When I was 15, I made over $10,000 in a single month with Instagram theme pages. And at the time, I felt like I beat the system, I figured it out, I was ordering hella Deliveroo, spending money on a bunch of useless stuff, and I felt like I was living, I felt like I made it. And then it collapsed almost instantly. The month after, I made like $1,000 or $2,000, and I was like working 12 hours a day. I was doing worse in school, and I had like no social life because I was so flipping busy all the time. After a while, I got extremely burnt out. I wasn't happy with what I was getting out of it, and I went into crypto. I actually made some decent money, and I actually got pretty lucky with a couple of trades and stuff, and then I lost over $10,000 in less than 72 hours at the age of 16. And that was it, I just stopped. I drifted out of business. I was like, this is not for me. I keep losing, I hate this. And I ended up working at a supermarket when I was 17, and then at a fun fair job when I was 18. At some point, I just accepted that business wasn't for me. I was gonna go to university, get my degree in computer science, and just do the bare minimum. You know, I went from 14 to 18, I was like trying to make this whole online money thing work, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, what is the point of this? Let me just go get a degree. I failed. There's no reason to. And like, that is the genuine answer I'm gonna give you. I didn't keep fighting, I just gave up. I was like, it's not for me. I'm getting so sick of losing, and it's like compounding on my mental health. I should enjoy my teens. I want to have fun. I want to go to university. I want to have that experience. I give up. It's over. At this point, I was making €10 per hour working at a fun fair, and I was working alongside a lot of people who were, you know, drinking on the weekdays, drinking on the weekends, and I was stressed about money, knowing that at one point in my life, I've made more in a single month than a lot of people make in a year, and I was 15. That was difficult to sit with because I was like, I lost so much potential I had. Now, the thing that pulled me back in wasn't some crazy epiphany moment I had. I basically got desperate and I messaged everyone I knew who was still making money online. And almost all of them quit except for like 2 people. And one of them was doing this thing he told me about. He told me he was making like $2,000 to $5,000 a month from his phone, pretty much just booking in sales calls for a dating coach. The thing is, I actually kind of did something similar to that when I was 15. I worked in like a marketing agency for an old mentor of mine, and I didn't really like it. Like, I made a couple $100s, and you know, I thought I did terrible. But I was also at a fun fair making €10 an hour, and I was like, well, I could try again, or I could just complain and stay in my position. And I was like, okay, I'll try. I spent my first week going insanely hard on outreach. I got a few interviews set up, and I landed my first offer. And it was like pretty mid. I barely knew what I was doing. It took me a while to remember everything I knew from the marketing agency, but within my first week of being on the offer, I made like my first amount of money. And after a while, once I got proof of concept, I knew I was working, I was making some money, I quit the fun fair and I went really hard on what I was doing. And 3 months after originally starting, I made over $6,000. I hit like a pretty cool milestone with it. You know, I think most people expect this part of the story to sound like I was rich. I finally figured it out, and it didn't feel like that. Like, I'm gonna be so real with you. What I will say is, you know, the money was cool. $6,000 in a month at 18 is great. Like, in the grand scheme of things, that's like 72K USD a year. Even in Ireland, that's like a pretty good wage. But it was not life-changing, and it was not euphoric, and it wasn't this crazy, sexy thing to me. But what it actually gave me and came back to me was direction. It was like that conviction that business was for me after all the trenches and struggles I went through of working in this marketing agency for months and failing at so many different things. I was like, I'm back. I'm finally back. I got it. I can actually do it. You know, the thing a lot of people like overlook is they want this big emotional win. But what actually matters isn't this big, massive win. It's knowing that you can do it, because once you develop that self-conviction, the doubt goes away. And when you don't have that doubt, you know you can do anything. You get rid of all your limiting beliefs and you can just go, go, go. And you know, for the longest time, it's not that I didn't have the skill in business like all those years I failed. It was that I had the doubt, and the doubt is what kills most people. Now, the story is one thing, but the part that actually applies to you is what I took from it. The mistake so many people make is they try to chase this right idea, but I stopped looking for ideas and I just decided to start stacking skills, because that is genuinely what will compound you over time. If you learn the principle of picking the lowest barrier entry skills that gets you in this environment of business owners and entrepreneurs and all this stuff, then you can build everything on top of it. The first skill I learned was DM setting, and like the whole process is pretty much how to handle objections, how to book in people for sales calls, how to make sure they show up, how to communicate with the leads, and which is one of the reasons I liked it so much. It is inputs equals outputs. The more conversations you have, the more calls you book. The more calls you book, the more money you make. There are obviously variables like the offer or the marketing. I'm not gonna lie to you. But at the core, the harder you work, ultimately, the more money you can make. And then there's phone setting, which is SDR, which is like a completely different layer to everything, because you have to learn tonality, how to ask better questions, how to get people to open up on a call instead of a DM. This made me significantly better at everything else. From there, I got into setting management, and this is where I started thinking like an actual business owner instead of a sales rep. I learned how to lead a team, how to hire and fire, how to hold people accountable, and how to train setters and closers and all these reps on the team. Running a team is a totally different skill from being in the team, by the way. Leadership is one of the most valuable skills you will ever learn. Then I built a coaching company, and this is where it became a very different level, because now you're dealing with fulfillment and product and leadership and systems, delegation, marketing, AI, training people who aren't even in sales. Like, every skill I had before was just one piece of this puzzle, and now I had so much more to learn. And then on top of that, for a while, I ran a management agency, and that's like B2B, so now you're dealing with business owners. You have to close clients, manage managers. Now you have to train managers, build systems that run without you. And then I eventually shut that down. But what I learned from running that, you cannot learn in another way. You cannot learn building a coaching company how to manage managers. Each skill unlocks the next room, and that is the only way to think about it. You are not building a career. You are building a stack. Every skill you add makes the next one easier to acquire, and the opportunities you have way bigger. The skill that opened bigger rooms for me wasn't any one thing on that stack. It was speed. I move faster than most people I know, and when I decide I want to do something, I do it now. I don't wait a week. I'm like, how the hell can we get it done by tomorrow morning? People associate speed with hunger, and hunger is genuinely one of the rarest things in this space. It is why people invest into startup founders, because of hunger, because they want it bad enough. And to add on top of that, I've always tried to solve the problems in front of me rather than waiting for someone else to tell me what to do. Whether I was part of a team or running my own thing, I was always looking for what was broken or not as good as it could be, or it was flawed, and how we could fix it or improve it or make it better or get a better outcome. That combination of moving fast, actually caring about solving things, and being curious is what got me into rooms with people doing way more than me. My mentor, who's worth $100 million, who is a killer in life, has done amazing things, he's an animal, did not come from me going and looking for a mentor. It came from me becoming that kind of person. You know, at some point he sat me down and he was like, you are not tapping into your potential. You could be so much further ahead. And that is a conversation that pushed me forward. I did not find a mentor by seeking one. I became someone worth mentoring because I tried as hard as I could and they could see the potential in me. If I went back to the 18-year-old me, the main thing I would change is I would set goals. I spent years making decent money and just kind of cruising. I never really pushed to the next level because I never really knew what the next level was or where it was, and because I had no target, I had no urgency. Because I had no urgency, it made it so easy for me to just kind of coast and cruise and never really go harder. The second thing I would do is way more in-person exposure. I underinvested in this massively. Like online networking is okay if you're just starting out, but in-person networking will change your life. And here's the thing, you only really need one conversation with the right person in one right room to open up hundreds of doors. And I missed way too many of those opportunities when I was younger because I didn't really care enough about it. I'm also gonna hit you with a pretty hot take, which I think a lot of people don't agree with, but you do need an ego. And I don't mean like a bad ego that makes you unbearable and makes your mom hate you. I mean, you should genuinely believe that you can do better than the people around you. I don't like this whole thing when people tell you, oh, you shouldn't believe that you can do better than other people. Like, you should, because if you don't actually believe it, you're not gonna be able to do it. A lot of what we do and a lot of what we accomplish and a lot of what we achieve goes back to what we actually believe about ourselves. You know, if you don't believe you deserve to have something, you're not going to have it. You see, the people I see failing in their 20s, they don't fail because they lack skill, because usually it's not even a skill set issue. They fail because they don't actually believe they deserve to win, or they don't have what it takes to win. And if you believe that, it's obviously going to become your reality. I don't really like a lot of this mindset stuff on the internet. I think a lot of it is BS, a lot of it is fluff. I know some of these guys personally. They LARP hard. But if you don't believe you can do something, you probably won't be able to do it. That is one thing that is actually factually true. Building a skill opened rooms I would have never been in otherwise, but staying in those rooms is a different thing entirely. It's not even really about tactics, it's about becoming someone people genuinely want around, like being a nice guy, working really hard. The people making real money want to see good people win. I've never had a rich guy try to prey on my downfall. If you give it everything you have and you are a good person to be around and you're kind, people will find reasons to give you opportunities. You can't fake this, by the way. Like, they've seen people try to befriend them to take opportunities. It's a very easy thing to spot. Something I really want you to remember is always give way more than you take. The two things that will make people actually like you and ultimately want to spend time with you is, number one, asking them real questions about themselves. People love to answer questions about themselves. And number two, giving them advice or value or feedback or something you feel like they would want to hear to benefit them and actually help them, constructive criticism, without expecting anything in return. If you do both of these things consistently, you will get opportunities and introductions you have never asked for, and over time it will just compound and you will meet more people and open up more doors and ultimately be able to be on a better path. The skill will earn you the seat at the table, but what will keep you there is the type of person you are. Here is the truth about getting rich in your 20s. It is not the idea, it's not the connections you haven't made yet. It's picking one skill that gets you into a real business environment and building everything on top of that foundation. Stack it, give it more than you take, set a target, and move faster than everyone around you. For me, that entry point was appointment setting. It is the lowest barrier entry skill to get into inside a real business around people who are making serious money with a clear path to something bigger. Every transition I talked about in this video started with learning how to have a conversation and book a call. If you want to see exactly how it works from the ground up, I made a full free training for you that covers the skill, how to land your first role, and how to actually make real money from it. The link is in the description. Go and watch it.